Hello and welcome to yet another event in the series of celebration of International Yoga Day 2022. We all know that International Day of Yoga was declared by the UN in 2014 on the strong appeal of the incumbent Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, that an international day must be designated to highlight the importance and the need of yoga in the contemporary era. And every year there has been a unique theme for these celebrations. The theme for this year's International Day of Yoga, Yoga for Humanity, was selected after much deliberation and consultation. The COVID-19 pandemic has been an unprecedented human tragedy. Beyond its impact on physical health, the pandemic also brought about psychological suffering and mental health problems because of the restrictions introduced in various forms and the losses that human beings have suffered. Along with several other measures, people around the world embraced yoga to stay healthy, rejuvenated, and to fight isolation and depression during the pandemic. Yoga is also playing a significant role in the psychosocial care and the rehabilitation of the COVID-19 patients in quarantine and isolation. And this has highlighted the immense need to address the mental health dimension in addition to the physical health aspects. In addition to human suffering from the pandemic, some recent world events have also highlighted several key vulnerabilities of the economic and developmental models of countries around the world. Now, the essence of yoga is balance. Not just balance in the body or that between the mind and the body, but also balance in human relationship with the world around. And yoga emphasizes the values of moderation, discipline, perseverance. Therefore, when applied to communities and societies, yoga offers a path for sustainable living, and future prosperity calls for nations to rebuild differently as we gather learnings from these recent world events. Yoga can be an important instrument in the collective quest of humanity for promoting sustainable lifestyle in harmony with planet Earth. And yoga is a practice that deepens a sense of continuous connection between an individual's inner consciousness and the external world. And in keeping with this spirit, the theme for this year's Yoga Day celebrations is Yoga for Humanity. And it is hoped that the International Day of Yoga 2022 will be successful in propagating this theme appropriately. But before we delve into our featured content for today, let's take a minute of silence and introspection for ourselves and for world peace and prosperity. In our program today, we would like to share with you some knowledge and some experiential learning. Now, we all have heard of the immense benefits of yoga, pranayama, Ayurveda, meditation, and in a pursuit and commitment to better health, most of us would have tried to learn about or experience one or all of these. And even if you haven't done so already, I'm sure there is enough awareness to the benefits. Since those benefits are already established, let's move to the next important piece in our journeys on better health. Let me begin by asking a question. When given an opportunity to try something, be it asana, pranayama, or diet, how do we make our choices? Do we choose something that looks easy and we say to ourselves, yes, that seems easy, so I will do it? Or do we see something difficult and that challenges us and we want to do that and feel good that I was able to accomplish it? Or do we make our choices based on our energetic needs? In case you're wondering what this question means, let me talk a bit more about these energetic needs. According to Ayurveda, everyone and everything in this world is composed of energy. And this energy is composed of five elements: water, earth, fire, air, and ether. The five elements combine and permutate to create three principal constitutions that govern the functioning and the interplay of a person's body, mind, and consciousness. These three energies, or doshas as they are called in Sanskrit, are Vata dosha, composed of ether and air, energy of the wind; Pitta dosha, composed of fire and water, which is the energy of heat; Kapha dosha, which is composed of earth and water, which is the energy of cold. Although everyone has all three constitutions to some degree, each person generally has a primary, most predominant dosha. And let's see what Vata, Pitta, and Kapha mean in relation to certain other terminologies that you might have come across. Now, the problems of the bile are what are the problems of the Pitta. The problems of the phlegm or the mucus are problems of the Kapha dosha. The problems of the gases are those of Vata. Again, problems of heat are those of Pitta, cold is Kapha, problems of the air are Vata. In Sahaja Yoga, the problems of the heat are called problems of the right channel, and the problems of the cold are called problems of the left channel, and the problems of the air or the gases are those of the central channel. Now, that being said, every asana, pranayama, and food that you would choose or even think of has a dosha aggravating or pacifying effect. For example, if your kapha is out of balance and if you choose any asana, pranayama, or food that is kapha aggravating, you would end up feeling worse than better. So just because something looked easy, challenging, or attractive, or made sense in your head doesn't necessarily mean is good for our well-being. And Shimadaji, the founder, has out the importance of choosing these based on our energetic needs or imbalances. For instance, as a general guidance, she recommended that if you are kapha predominant or left-sided, as we call in Sahaja Yoga, back bends in the category of asanas would be more helpful. Proteins in the diet would be more helpful. But if you're pitta predominant or right-sided, of back bends, if you're high on proteins, you would not enjoy the best of your health. Now let's listen to this clip where Shimadaji is talking just about this particular aspect.
I'm not only dealing with people who are having physical problems. Now we have got, as we discussed yesterday about the yoga, I told you that Ashtanga is 8-fold. It's not only one that you start doing some exercises. It is not at all that. It's a wee bit of it. And one must know the science of that also. That unless and until Kundalini rises, which is described as Ishvara Pranidhana, means establishment of Ishvara within you. Unless and until the Kundalini rises, any exercise you do is absolutely indiscriminate. For example, people who are left-sided should not do any exercise forward bending. Those who are right-sided should never do any exercise that is backward bending. But there is no discrimination in the so-called yoga that is today. So anybody who wants can dabble into all these sciences because they have not paid any attention to understand that it is so well organized.
Well, that is some definitely wonderful guidance. And when I was going through my yoga training certification, the yoga journal said exactly that. And unfortunately, the message somehow just gets lost or is not as evident to the practitioners. So we thought it's a good opportunity to bring that out on this day of yoga. Now, does that mean all these are no good? Absolutely not. All these help prepare the body to experience the highest state for all human beings, which is meditation. These could be immensely helpful if we know our type and then make our choices accordingly. And then we can experience meditation better, which should be the ultimate goal for us human beings. Let's now follow a pranayama video that is suitable to all types and follow this breathing exercises guided by the founder and take it as an experiment and see how we feel as a result of practicing it.
because emotions are nothing but wishes. These are unfulfilled wishes. Now, how they do it otherwise is also this way, that you take up these emotions and put them. So that is, these emotions are actually the left side, as I said, is the desire. So the desire is taken, any desire, and is put in the prana. Now how do you put it on the prana? That you control your prana. That's why they do pranayamas. Like you sit down now very comfortably. Now you have a desire to put your attention to that. Attention is very important, see. Now this attention is to be put onto the prana. So the emotions are there, and then bring those emotions and put them into your attention. Means they are now, you are aware of them. Now what you do is to watch your breathing. See now. Try to reduce your breathing. Reduce it. In the sense that you have breathed out, wait for a while, then breathe in. For a long time, then you breathe out. So in 1 minute, your breathing will be less than normal. Alright, try that. Breathe in. Now with the emotions, keep the attention on the emotions, you see, so that the connection is established. Better? See, the Kundalini rises. Now when you are breathing, you find that there is a space in between, which you just leave it vacant. Breathe in. Now leave it vacant. Now breathe out. Now leave it vacant. Breathe in. Keep it there. Then leave it. Keep outside. Now breathe in. Now start breathing in such a way that you stop your breathing. Attention should be on the heart, or could be on the emotions. It's better. Keep the breathing inside for a while. Bring it out, then outside for a while. Then again. Then you'll find that for a while you will not breathe. See, you settle down. The laya takes place between your prana and mana. both the Shaktis become one. Now, at this stage when you are silent, now you think of your intellect. It's lost. Just think of it, it's lost, it's no more there. So what is happening actually, that this laya, the attention goes into the intellect and enlightens the intellect. See, the thought is not there. Try to find your intellect within yourself. Now see, where is my intellect? Try to find it. It's not there. It's not working. Again try it. It is working, but it has become the samashti. It's become the collective now. See now? Did you follow that? There's no thought. Exercise will give you this thoughtless awareness, established of thoughtless awareness. There is no thought.
Well, now that we've talked about the bigger goal, the ultimate goal for human beings, which is meditation, let's come to the question, what is meditation? We all perceive things differently, so we may have different understandings and different expectations of meditation, but really the state of mental silence is what meditation is. If you look at the mental activity graph, you can see that the normal or average pattern of thought waves or mental activity in a human brain, right there at the bottom, is something like that. But with meditation, a gap starts to occur. And with the practice of Sahaja Yoga meditation, you can definitely experience this state of mental silence. Now, let's just see what is Sahaja Yoga meditation and how it is a balancing force. Let's listen to this excerpt from an interview of the founder.
Srimataji, what is Sahaja Yoga?
Sahaja, Saha means with, Ja means born. So it is born with you the right to become united, which is the yoga, with the divine.
And this Sahaja Yoga is something that everybody can have, is it? Is something everybody can practice?
Of course.
And how does this connection with the divine take place?
We have within ourselves this power in the triangular bone, which is called as sacrum, meaning sacred, which when awakened sprouts like a prelude in a seed and rises through 6 subtle centers, opens out the last center and gets connected with the divine, which is a subtle energy all around us, which organizes us, which nourishes us, does all the living work. Above all, it loves us.
Does this mean, Srimataji, that people who have not had the ability to practice Sahaja Yoga are not connected with the divine?
Most of them are not. And if some of them are, they don't know all about it.
So this is an extra force that is available to human beings to develop themselves in this world.
Of course. This is the last breakthrough of our evolution, where you have to get connected with the divine, you have to feel it on your central nervous system, and that's how you do self-realization.
Do I perceive here that this is a way of balancing oneself, of keeping in such a way, of living one's life in such a way that one is not unbalanced in one's view of what is going on around us?
Yes, we have 2 sides in our system of autonomous nervous system, left and right, which we call as left and right sympathetic nervous system. The left side caters for our emotions, for our past, our desires. The right side caters for our action, physical and mental. If you indulge into one too much and go too far with it, you develop an imbalance within yourself. In the center lies the third power, which we call as parasympathetic nervous system. This is the channel which is the central path of ascent. When the Kundalini rises through it, it brings you in the balance because it rises in the center of the system. So this is the minimum that happens, that you develop your balance.
So how does one actually achieve this balance?
It just happens spontaneously.
In other words, there's no physical requirement on an individual.
Not at all, not at all. It's a evolutionary step, as I told you. In our evolution, we have developed a balance. We can stand on our two legs. Animals cannot. In the same way, you develop this special balance between your emotions and your actions in a very proper way.
You speak as though this is some sort of evolutionary step.
Yes, it is. It is the last breakthrough, that you have to become the spirit now. And this has to be achieved, which can be achieved only through a living process, because we have become human beings through a living process, and that living process has to act within us.
This sounds as though it is rather a significant time then in the history of humanity.
Very much. In the history of humanity, in the history of evolution, in the history of spirituality is the most important time, because here where you will get whatever has been promised to you so far.
So it's no accident then that Sahaja Yoga has appeared in the world at this time?
No, not at all, not at all. It's all predicted thousands of years back in India, and later on by many saints. Even William Blake has predicted it.
With that overview of Sahaja Yoga meditation, one might ask, how is Sahaja Yoga different or unique? To that intent, let me just share that Sahaja Yoga has a unique ability to give you an awareness on central nervous system so that you can diagnose yourself. So this self-diagnosis is possible with the practice of Sahaja Yoga, when on our own hands we can detect our energetic imbalances. And with this self-diagnosis, we get the true knowledge of ourselves and then the discretion to choose asanas, pranayamas, diet in a way that it helps us be more and more balanced, and it helps in our evolution. Definitely with this self-diagnosing ability, there is self-correcting techniques that Sahaja Yoga offers, and those could be shared when someone wants to try more and give more time and commitment to this journey. And also Sahaja Yoga overcomes the limitations of these other disciplines of like yoga, Ayurveda. In each of these, you have to rely on an expert for guidance, but with Sahaja Yoga, you become your own master, you become your own guide, and like I mentioned, you detect your imbalances, you correct your balances on your own. Now I think with this background, you would be really eager to try the experience of Sahaja Yoga meditation. And let's follow this guided meditation, after which we will have some music to continue with the experience of the meditative state.
Hi, welcome to Sahaja Yoga Meditation. My name is Kathy, and I'm a Downers Grove resident. I've been living in Downers Grove for about 20 years now, and I've been doing Sahaja Yoga meditation for about 8 years. First of all, welcome to Sahaja Yoga Meditation. I'm really glad you're here. This is Sahaja, first of all, means easy or effortless, like born within, just like breathing or eating. So it is founded by Srimati Nirmala Devi in 1970, and this is a picture of Srimataji right behind me. And this is an artist who did the picture. So she started this meditation for regular people. So we don't have to go often to the Himalayas or study different yoga positions and techniques for 30 years and standing on our head in order to be connected with the power that created us. So with the simple techniques that she's been able to refine and teach us, we can do this ourselves in a short amount of time with pure desire and dedication. So that's really all we need. This is one of the fastest growing forms of meditation around the world today because of its success and also because it's free. Sri Mataji always believed and always said that this has to be done free, and we can never charge any money for it. So this is why we prefer to use, and we're very happy to have the library systems around the country help us to do this. We also enjoy sharing this with local school systems and community centers around the country as well. So you can seek us out. We'll give you information if you'd like that in your private workplace as well. So what we're going to do today is just a quick 10-minute meditation. Sri Mataji said just 10 minutes a day, 2 times a day is all you need to stay connected and this energy to be able to work within us. This is very good for all kinds of reasons. I started doing Sahaja meditation because of some minor health issues, and which cleared up really quick. Just blood pressure and anxiety. But it's good for all types of healing, mental and physical. If you have any minor mental or physical problems, this clears. Doing this regularly can clear it up really quickly. Again, with pure dedication. And if you have some more longer term or set-in medical problems, it will still help, but it will take a little bit more time. So we encourage you to continue doing it and don't get frustrated. Sometimes it takes a little more time to work out in conjunction, with with the doctors and medical, but do this on the side and you'll see some better results. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do this with our eyes closed, but I'm going to show you, keep your eye open. I'm sitting on the ground, but you don't have to be sitting on the ground. You can sit in a chair comfortably. We're just going to start by putting our hands on the ground or pointing them towards the ground if you're in a chair. And then we're going to put our hands on our lap. And with our eyes closed, we're going to first put our hand on our heart, and we're going to say an affirmation or ask a question here to wake up our attention and put our attention on the center. And then using our right hand, we're going to put it on our lower lap, or our left stomach area, like where the hip meets our hip bone, our left hip bone. Then we're going to raise it up on our left stomach area, and then back up on our heart, and then we're going to put it on our forehead, and then finally on the top of our head. Okay, so those are the first positions. So go ahead and close your eyes, and we're going to start this meditation first by taking a few nice deep breaths while we relax all the muscles in our body. Take a nice deep breath in and hold it for a few seconds and let it out. And take another nice deep breath in. And then let it out. And then from this point on, just put our attention on our breathing, just taking nice, slow, deep breaths with full attention on our breath. Feeling the air element go through our circulatory system to all the cells in our body. And using this element of air to help purify and rejuvenate each cell in our body. Okay, now we're going to start by putting our hand on our heart. We're going to ask ourselves a question here, and this is to ourselves. And the question is, who am I? And we're not going to answer it just now. We're just going to wake up. Our spirit. Something that we usually don't take time in our busy days to do is just have that self-introspection and put attention on ourself. Okay, now we're going to lower our hand on our left stomach area, and we're going to ask another question here, and that question is, am I my own teacher? Or do I know what's best for myself? Or am I my own guru or master? Okay, great. Now we're going to put our left hand on the area that, our left hip area, so where our leg meets our torso. Just kind of pressing in a little bit so our full attention is on this area. And this is where our energy rises from this area. Our inner energy lies dormant in our sacrum bone. For when the time is to awaken this energy with our pure desire to help us know the truth about ourselves so we can achieve our self-realization. And so all we have to do is have our attention here and have the pure desire to be in a state of meditation and have our self-realization. Okay, now let's put our right hand back on our left stomach area, and we'll answer that second question by saying with full confidence, I am my own teacher. I know what's best for myself. I am my own guru, my own master. I don't need anyone to tell me what to do. I trust my instincts. And I instinctively know what's good for my spirit, what's good for myself. Okay, now let's put our hand back on our heart. And we're going to answer that first question, who am I? This is the location of our soul and our spirit at the level of our heart. And just putting our attention here and saying with full conviction, I am the pure spirit. I know my spirit is eternal, And I have nothing to fear. As I am the pure spirit. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am something much more than that. I am the spirit. That's what we are. Okay, we could take a nice deep breath here. Just completely relax. Letting all worry, anxiety, all stress just fall away, melt away. Putting all our stresses behind us. We want to be in the present moment and enjoy the state of meditation. Okay, now let's put our hand on our forehead. Here, and we can lower our head a little bit to rest our hand on our forehead. And here, we just want to say, I forgive this thought. If we have any thoughts, sometimes it's hard not to think at first. The thoughts keep on coming, but it gets easier the more we practice. So we could just say, if we have any thoughts, just say, I forgive. You can also say, I surrender. Great, now we're going to put our hand on the very top of our head and we're going to rotate our scalp by pressing down on our scalp. And if you can rotate your actual scalp about 7 times slowly with our full attention on the top of our scalp. And try to do this in a clockwise direction, as if there's a clock on the top of our head. Okay, now just put your hand stationary on the top and just rest it. Bring your attention up here. And this is the area where the energy comes out of the top of our head. This is called the little fountain area or the fontanelle area. This is the spot that was soft when you were a baby and open, the energy would come out of. There's still a little bit of a pinhole that's open that the energy can come out of, and that's all it needs. And you can see if you can feel the energy coming out by lifting your hand above your head a few inches, and you can put your hand left and right, back and forth to see if you can feel the energy. Sometimes it feels warm or cool. Okay, now you can rest your hand back on your lap. We can sit here for a few more minutes.
I do hope you were able to experience some reduction in your mental activity, and definitely with regular practice, the experience of the meditation just keeps growing deeper. Now, before we conclude for today, I would like to thank everyone for their time. We do have a series of events planned for International Yoga Day celebrations. You could visit us.sahajayoga.org/yoga day to see all events. We do have an event tomorrow, which is meditation with ragas, vocal yoga, and music therapy workshop. If you'd like to continue your journey in Sahaja Yoga meditation, you could visit us.sahajayoga.org to find a class that suits your location and your schedule, and all classes are always free. If you were looking for meditation sessions for your organization, please write to contact us at sahajayoga.org. And we do wish and hope for all the very best in your journey of well-being. Thanks again for joining us today. Thank you.